Hey fam, welcome or welcome back. Tisha here, back for another Welcome to Plathville recap. This is season 7, episode 8, The Day Before I Do. I am bothered. There's no other way to say it, but I am bothered. I do not understand how they can sit there and think that their behavior is okay. The Plaths have once again shown how immature and emotionally stunted they are. In particular, Isaac, Ethan, and Kim. You boys are your mother's sons. I sat here and I listened to it, the things that they were saying, and it's obvious to me that they've been having phone calls where they talk about Zach. Y'all have so much crap to say on camera in confession to each other when you all had ample opportunity to not only sit Lydia down, but sit Zach down and voice your concerns. But what you did instead was you spoke crap upon crap upon crap. Ethan, if you had an opportunity to sit there and work on your car together, putting a hood on it, I would think you could also use that opportunity to go ahead and let him know, hey, I'm not sure if you're the right person for my sister. But instead of doing that, you throw tantrums and toss tables and stuff on the ground the day before your sister's supposed to get married. You sure are some great men. But let's go ahead and get into this. Do me a favor and hit the like button. We begin the episode, and it is what, 4 days before the wedding day? And Lydia is clearly excited. I mean, she has little sound effects going on left and right. She keeps leaning in closer and closer to Zach when he talks. It's very, very clear if they don't do this soon, that Lydia's gonna mess up and she's gonna try to kiss the man. My girl is ready. She cannot get enough of her future husband. She may even be a little bit more ready than Zach. Something tells me, you guys, and y'all tell me what you think. Something tells me that Lydia is gonna teach Zach a few things. Like it's just given, you think she's innocent. She's been waiting all this time. She's probably read up on some things. Get ready, Zach. So we find out that they still have a lot to do, that they have to finish their vows and complete the seating chart and compile the music wedding playlist. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff to do. Now, there's a lot going on in the Plath home. We see it look a little unkempt, in my opinion. And I think Zach said that they'll be staying there once they get back from Europe. I don't know if he meant he and Lydia would be staying there, but I think that's what he said. Put it down in the comment section below and give me some clarification, please. So we get a sneak peek of Zach's new suit. It's another blue suit, but he said this one is a little bit different. We then see the house. As I said, it's not as tidy as normal because there's a lot of Plaths there. You got Ethan and Isaac being there. Caitlin is over for a visit, and then Mariah, who comes later on, because her father picked her up. Now she claims that the further she got away from Georgia, the more that she felt like she could breathe. I completely understand that. I just hope that she is dealing with her issues in ways other than running from them and isolating herself. I hope that she's putting in work to actually better herself. Like, great, you got some of the stress away from you, but what else are you doing? So, everyone is happy to see her, especially her sister, Lydia. So, it's the next day. Ethan lets us know that he did apologize to Lydia for how hostile he was, or how, no, he didn't say hostile, for how he treated Zach. I'm adding hostile. But you didn't mean it, obviously, based on what we saw this episode. And number two, did you ever apologize to Zach? Because Zach's the person that you did the things to. So I would think that you should apologize to him. Even though Ethan treated Zach like crap, Zach helped him with putting the hood on his, I think he said, Model A car. So Micah calls as they're all sitting around, and we find out that last week Veronica sent a message to Lydia and Zach saying that she couldn't come to their wedding because of her mental well being. Lydia was like, I saw it. I assume more than likely it has something to do with my family. But rather than going down that route, I just was like, okay, whatever. So now it's like 2 days before the wedding, and Micah calls to say that even though Veronica sent that message and said that she couldn't make it, now she may be able to. But he's going to let her know, because Lydia's like, I need you to let me know what's really going on. Um, by the end, like in a couple hours or by the end of the day. My thing is, you're telling them now 2 days before the wedding that she may come. Are they supposed to jump for joy? If I was Lydia and Zach, I would have told Veronica that she needs to stay home. This is not something that the bride should be worrying about this close to her wedding day, much like she shouldn't be worrying about her stupid brothers who want to treat Zach like crap and who don't care enough about their sister to put their feelings to the side. If you're a sibling, I think a few of us out there are siblings, or even if you have somebody that you care about and you may not like who they're with, you don't do stuff like this. This isn't how you handle it, period. So, he's going to let her know after she gets out the meeting whether or not she's going to come. So Ethan doesn't want her to come because Ethan feels like all she's going to do is what she always does, which is cause trouble. He tells Veronica that what am I saying here? He tells us um that Veronica is saying things about Olivia. Oh, he means Tegan. He says, oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting my girls mixed up. His words, not mine. I put that in here because it just goes to show you like how messy this whole stuff is. Ethan is still married and he's doing the same exact thing that his mama is doing. Dating somebody when you haven't even finished your other situation. So we hear about this whole OnlyFans situation again. Tegan says she didn't have it, and if she did, it would have been a great success. So we see the ladies and Zach get in Ethan's Model A car, whatever kind of car it is. You know, he has a whole bunch of old school cars, one of those cars. And yet again, you don't like Zach, but you let Zach get in the car too. You see what I'm saying here? And they're rolling around. And Zach is thinking that he's making strides because he's getting to spend a little bit of time with them. As far as Barry is concerned, Zach is a good guy that wants to take care of and provide for his daughter. Zach is thinking he's being accepted, but Ethan is asked by production how he feels about Zach, and Ethan says he still doesn't like him. I want to know why. I can tell you with a quickness, without any type of hesitation, why I may or may not like someone. I do not feel Ethan has a legitimate reason. Y'all are not going to sit here and tell me that because he doesn't clean up around the house, you don't like him. That's something that a simple conversation can fix. On to the next scene. So it's one day until the wedding. Isaac, Egan, Tegan, and Kim are staying at the farm. Kim says she's had hesitations about this marriage in the beginning because she thought it was too quick. Then she kept seeing all these red flags. Kim is saying she saw all these red flags like she's not a walking red stop sign herself. If I saw Kim, I would stop and go the other way because Kim is a freaking joke and she's a hypocrite, and she got on my nerves during this episode because she stirs the pot and hides her hands. She's so excited to have her boys that she don't know what to do with herself, and I think that she also causes a little bit of division. So she says that she's very concerned because now that time has passed, she has had more time to see some red flags. Don't make blanket statements like that. If you're going to tell me that you see all these red flags and all you can give me is stuff that are easily fixed if you mention them to the young man. So now she's saying that if if they knew Zach, that it would be different, that they would be excited for Lydia. And it's not that they don't love him, it's that they don't know him. You all had at least 4 months to try to get to know this young man. He at various points made himself available for you all to spend time with him. You could have called him, you could have FaceTimed him. There are so many other means for you to get to know someone. You all chose not to do it. Kim is sitting there talking all this crap about Zach the day before the wedding, that she has seen a lack of initiative. But has it been something that she's seen, or is it something that her sons have told her that they've seen? Because Ethan and Isaac are saying the same exact things that Kim is saying. Kim lives in Tallahassee. Did he stay with you for a long period of time? Because Micah wasn't complaining about the things that you all were complaining. Micah said he did help out and things of that nature when he stayed near them. So what is it? So Kim's like, well, the problems that I'm seeing is that he doesn't help out with like chores and stuff. Kim, you just started doing chores yourself when you moved out. We know that you used to have those kids working left and right. You used to have Lydia cooking and cleaning for you like she was hired help. So don't sit there and act like it's unfathomable to think that this boy doesn't do chores. Did you think maybe he comes from a home where his chores were different in his home? Or maybe he comes from a home where he didn't have to do any. Sit down and have a conversation with him and tell him what to do. She then says that he is usurping Lydia's desires when it comes to the wedding. Isn't that what you did when it came to your kid's life? She said that if Lydia wants something for the wedding, he just shoots her down because he has another plan. And her example of him shooting her down was that Lydia wanted Hunter green for the wedding, and he said blue because he pops in blue. Understand, when she said that he pops in blue, there was a little undertone there because Ethan said it too. Y'all not going to make me feel like you aren't making certain references here trying to be disrespectful. We're picking it up. We're not dumb. Lydia doesn't say anything about the green. Instead, she says that blue is both of their favorite colors. Now, I don't know whether or not that's the truth, but if Lydia isn't complaining about it, then let it go. Why are you so overly concerned about it? Kim also says that she feels pressured into accepting him. Kim, you are a grown ass woman. You don't have to feel pressured to do anything. The same way that you didn't feel pressured to stay in that marriage with Barry, you shouldn't feel pressured to say what it is that you want Lydia to hear or that you think Lydia wants you to say. She's like, he knew her for 3 months before he asked Barry to marry her. And Barry just said, like, it's okay. And I just feel like Barry wants to be liked. And that's why he didn't ask any questions. And if it were her, she would have asked more questions. As I said, you had ample opportunity to ask questions. You're acting like you have to go through Barry in order to ask questions. Your own son told us in season 2 that you turn his father's neck. They all know that you have control. Are you trying to make us believe that after all this time, now that you're actually off on your own, that you don't have control, that you can't pick up the phone and express yourself when you've had no problem expressing yourself any other time? Kim, I'm not buying it. She also feels like they're only rushing because they want to go to Germany together. Well, they basically said that they have to do it quickly because they're going to Germany. That's not a secret. But what I found interesting for her to repeat is that, or like Ethan says, they just want to F. Once again, is that surprising based on the way that you raised them? Kim says Lydia just wants to be married. She always wanted to be married. Once again, you're the one who pushed that in her. You're the one who told her education didn't matter. You told all the girls that there was no point in it, that their education could be in real life. So why are you acting surprised that Lydia is this way when you created or you helped to I don't want to act like Lydia doesn't have a choice, because Lydia very much so has a choice. And I think that Lydia is in a space in her life where this is what she chooses. She's always been very intentional about her relationship with God. I don't feel like she should be knocked for it, even if you don't agree with it. Like, come on, that's your child. She says her and Barry knew each other, um even though they were quick to get married. I think you and Barry are proof that time doesn't matter, because y'all are separated and want a divorce. Stop using the two of you all as an example. Number one, stop continuing to use Ethan and Olivia as an example, because that's pointless. And realize that this is your daughter and this is her decision. There are couples who knew each other for even a shorter period of time than Lydia and Zach have, and they've gone on to decades and decades of marriage and been successful and happy. So I'm over that. I want her to find something else. So Kim is acting like she didn't cause some of this, when in my opinion she did. So we see Veronica and Micah arrive, and the energy is tense. She does not say hello to anyone. Veronica, that's rude. But at the same point, I don't think any of them would have said hello to her either. I think that they were just looking for a reason to be upset with Veronica, but Veronica shouldn't have been there, and Micah should have just came by himself. So she just goes to feed the animals, and she's feeding the cows and stuff. According to Veronica, she came to support Micah. I don't think Micah needed your support. I don't even feel like Micah really wanted you there, because he knew that his brothers would have a problem with it. So, according to Veronica, the therapist told her to go to this thing to deal with her issues and to make sure that they stay beside one another and that Micah supports her. And that if someone offends her or says something rude, to just walk away. I would have loved to hear the therapist say that on camera, because the last time we saw, she was saying that there was no way that he was going to be able to come if she didn't come. But we're not going to pick up on that. We're just going to pick up and tell us little bits and pieces, and we're supposed to fill in the blanks, I guess. So Michael leaves her with the animals, doesn't say anything, and he ends up later going with Isaac. Before that, he calls Isaac to see where Isaac is, and Isaac is so upset that he's driving around trying to cool off. So he tells Micah he's not feeling it. He said for the couple weeks that Zach has been here, he's done nothing. He hasn't cooked or cleaned. All he does is sit in his room all day. I would have a problem with him not offering to clean, but I also feel like it could be a thing where he doesn't know what it is that you want him to do. When I stay anywhere, family or not, I always offer, or I may just start doing it. And somebody may like, maybe like, don't worry about it or whatever, whatever. The point is that may not be his thing. You all could have said something to him about it, but to make it this big thing. Also, I would be staying in my room all day too, based on the way that you all treat him when you're in proximity with each other. Because why is it that you're so mean to him when he's not even doing anything wrong? The boy can say hello and y'all have a problem with it. So he says all he would do is come downstairs and then eat, like, and then lay on the couch. He wouldn't even clean up. I wrote in my notes, tell him to clean up. You guys have so much to say in front of the cameras when all you had to do was tell him, and he more than likely would have done it the same way he assisted Micah by jumping in the hole. So Isaac and Micah are talking in the truck. We find out that Isaac has been having conversations with Ethan, his mother, and Barry. That Ethan, his mom, and him all feel like Zach won't be able to provide for Lydia, with the exception of Barry. Barry doesn't feel that way because Barry feels like God will provide. Why is it that y'all are so like, does Micah get a huge check from this show? Because Micah isn't working. What else does Ethan do? Y'all are so worried about what's going on with Lydia and him and their finances when you need to be focused on your own. I'm not saying that there might not be a need for concern, but the boy has a job. He's a tennis instructor, and I don't know what else he's trying to do. Everybody doesn't want to be like out there rich. he seems like he's more of a small town type of guy. I think I heard him saying something about one in a coffee shop or something like that. Like he's gonna do what he wants to do when he wants to do it. I don't know. It's just I feel like y'all are just it's too much nitpicking for me. So he asked Micah, like, another thing, why is your girlfriend here? Like, why is Veronica here? Like, why? He feels like Veronica is just like Olivia, that she's trying to control Ethan and all these other things. I actually feel like Veronica is worse than Olivia. I think that y'all have made Olivia this big bad person in your mind. But it's not all on Olivia. It's on all y'all too, your parents too. So Amber sees Veronica in the truck. She's pleasant with her. She hugs her, but she doesn't plan on being around her too much. She's just being cordial. She says that she hopes that they can get past things, but she knows that her brother Ethan is upset. Ethan is mad that Olivia is, excuse me, not Olivia, no, Lydia is religious and holy. He doesn't get why she's listening to God tell her to marry Zach, but not listening to them and what they have to say. I get why she's not looking at you guys or listening to you guys, because you guys are a bunch of hypocrites and a-holes. That's why she's not listening to you all. And you apparently don't believe what she believes. You're acting like it's wrong for her to say some of the things that she says and for her to be religious, when, if anything, the only one who's been consistent this entire time out of you older ones is her. But y'all are criticizing her for her beliefs. Would you want somebody to criticize you for yours, Ethan? What do you believe at this point? Besides being homophobic allegedly and some of the other things, oh yes, your ex-wife, or no, your current wife says you're also racist. Besides that, what are your beliefs? I'd love to know, because I see more and more that a lot of what Olivia's put out there about you is true. And TLC has this way of covering up the things that these guys do that's really, really bad, when they need to be exposing it. So he is yelling, telling Tegan she can be nice, but he's not going to be nice. That's why she's his better half. And Micah's like, I just know that this is going to be a mess. Micah is not like his two brothers. He's not. I think if Micah was never around them, Micah would be more tolerant of a lot of things. I really, really do. Um, you got Ethan saying, as they're getting ready to start this rehearsal walkthrough, yeah, that bastard really does pop in blue. It's the way he says things. And I want you to say that to his face. All this stuff going on when they're about to rehearse. It's time to rehearse. Veronica still isn't speaking to anyone. She's fussing when Micah comes back about him leaving her and not texting her and being hungry. Ethan doesn't like that Veronica hasn't spoken to any one of them. The only people that she's spoken to was the little girls. Only people she addressed was the little girls. He feels like it's manipulative and she's doing some of the same things that Olivia used to do. I would not say it's manipulation. I would say she's being rude. I would say that she doesn't like you all, so she's not speaking to you all. But if she doesn't like you all, I don't think she should have been there in the first place. Kim says to Ethan, can you put out the tables? And he says, sure. Ethan proceeds to take these tables, rectangular tables, and fling them face down on the ground, making all types of noise. Zach, of course, notices this passive aggressiveness, and Lydia's like, just ignore him. And he's like, there goes Ethan making noise again. He is throwing them on the ground like he is a 5-year-old that's throwing a tantrum. Ethan is 20 years old. You are 20, not 20, 20 something, like you're almost 30, okay? Years old. And you're tossing tables on the ground that more than likely were rented or are going to be used if they do actually have weddings at this place. Because even though I'm watching in season 3 where Kim's putting this stuff on it, the website to have a venue rental and all of that, it doesn't look like they've ever been prepared to do a wedding there before. You had ample opportunity to handle this and you didn't. So Kim is supposedly, I gotta calm him down. I gotta calm him down. I gotta calm him down. But I don't really feel like she calms him down. I really don't. So he feels like Veronica being there is causing other problems too, that she's trying to recruit the little girls the same way Olivia did. And Kim agrees. These people are so selfish to me. And I really, really want Lydia to watch this and see this so she can see them for who they are. Kim says, let's just be calm and cool. We'll run through the motions of this and then later we'll talk to her tonight. You guys want to have this type of conversation with her the night before her wedding? We're going to tell you the night before your wedding that we see a bunch of red flags. We're just going to tell you this. We're going to sit down and tell you this a couple of hours before you're supposed to get married. She really does love her kid, doesn't she? I'm not saying don't tell her how you feel, but as long as they were talking about proposals and marriage and the timelines on all of this, you could have said something back then. So Veronica is standing there. Mariah comes out, speaks to Veronica, says hello. It's so nice of you to come, and keeps it moving. Is it a little fake? Yes. Am I surprised Veronica even did that? I'm very surprised that she even did that. So they begin to rehearse. Micah feels like his brothers are overreacting and they just need to be okay with Lydia's decision and support her. They are overreacting, and I do agree. Veronica approaches Isaac while Micah's in the car and he starts going off because he wants nothing to do with her. Isaac and Ethan very much so have the same temper. Same person, different fonts. Veronica approaches, as I said, Micah hurries up and gets out because he knows his brother's blowing up. And Micah originally went to get him because the wedding planner wanted him to come out so they could rehearse and he could walk his bob out. He comes out and he's like, I'm just walking my mom. That's all I'm doing. Okay. Why are you being short with the wedding planner? Stand in line, walk your mom where she's supposed to go, and keep it moving. Now, I was surprised that Zach was being escorted. That's not normally something that you see. It looked like, I think both of his parents were escorting him. I'm not sure. I didn't pay attention to who it said. They do the rehearsal. You got Kim and Isaac as they're walking up, talking crap about this being forced. You got Ethan by his car doing push-ups. And you got Lydia and Barry kind of trying to act oblivious to it all, even though they know something's going on. Because Barry says that Isaac and Ethan appear like somebody's rubbed them the wrong way. And at this point, he's just trying to be there for his child. He's laughing and making jokes and trying to be the cool guy in his purple. The groomsmen are laughing. The bridesmaids are laughing. The energy there is fine. It's back behind with the brothers and the mom where there are issues. So you got Isaac sulking. You got Ethan doing 100 to 300 push-ups. I don't care about him saying that he started doing that because he was depressed and angry and all these things about Olivia. You're a jerk off because it just was no need for that. The practice ceremony is going on. Ethan proceeds to get in his car and speeds off, kicking up all types of dust, and that's the way they end it. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should really, really, really be ashamed of themselves. I don't understand it. I don't get it. To me, at this point, the only likable person in this family are the younger little girls and Lydia. That's it. I don't feel like the others have the best intentions. I feel like Isaac being 19 and so opinionated is laughable. I think a lot of what Isaac is doing may even be worse than Ethan. I don't know, y'all. I'm very surprised by Isaac. I'm very, very surprised because there's a little bit more anger that I see in Isaac. It just is. But you guys let me know your thoughts about this down below. I'll be honest, I can't wait until she gets married and they can find a new storyline because this is kind of exhausting. The tantrums are ridiculous. I don't know if y'all need a popsicle or a Snicker so you can take a break or whatever it is that people who are having tantrums do. Do you need to go sit in the corner for the 19 minutes since you're 19? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Let me know your thoughts down below. If there's something that I missed that you want to discuss, feel free to put it in the comment section. Until next time.